come on in because we are here with another review of The Love Experiment on MTV, and we on episode 4, y'all. We on episode 4, and I'm still loving this show. I'm so glad some of you guys are watching it with me because I needed somebody to talk to about this show. So I'm happy some of you guys have checked it out and you have started to like it just as much as I have. And let me tell you, this episode was good too. This episode was good. And let me tell you, last week I ran down all the reasons why I like this show. I like the reasons that the girls were friends, so there's no cattiness, there's no competition between the three young ladies. I like the younger ages of the women because I like diversity in these dating shows. We got Ready to Love. Typically, they're a little older. You got this show. You got Love is Blind. I like that. I told you that I like the fact that they had a lot of men for these women to choose from. A lot of men. And I really, really like that. And good men with good careers. Men who look like they had heads on their shoulders. I liked all of that. Some of you, I forgot who dropped down the comments and said the only thing we got to be careful about is that these men just don't want to be chosen, because typically in the dating world, let's say a guy comes up to you, talks to you, wants to hit on you or whatever, and then you can accept the flirting from him. But here, because the ladies are going first, they're doing all the decision making, they have all the power. Some men might just say yes just because they want to be on the show. And I do agree with her. And I hope that's not what we run into right now with Jamal. Did y'all hear? Did you hear it when they said Jamal called Tamera a T-Rex? Y'all, I hope it ain't true. I really, really hope it ain't true, because that would be horrible. That would be absolutely horrible. And I'm still trying to figure out how Mars even heard it. I guess she was saying she was on the phone with Yannick, and she overheard that Jamal said it, but I don't know if she didn't ask Yannick, is that true? I don't know what's going on, and I guess it was left as a cliffhanger, so we're not going to be able to figure this out until next week. But I sure hope it's not true. I hope this is just some editing tricks, because sometimes these editors on these shows be playing tricks with us, because that would be so disappointing if he was sitting on there calling her a T-Rex. That would be horrible. Absolutely horrible. And I liked Tamera. I really liked Tamera on this show. She saw a real big part of her heart. We gonna get to that. But I'm also say that another reason why I realized I like this show and how they got such a good crop of men, a wide variety of men, is because I just realized that this show recruited these men from all over the U.S. Did y'all know that? Because a lot of the dating shows, they only really recruit from right there in their town. Like even Love is Blind, it's right there in their town. The Ultimatum, right there in their town. Ready to Love, right there in their town. And I'm starting to see that maybe sometimes that limits the crop of men, especially when it comes to black people, because we fragmented. We not big populations in these cities. So when a dating show comes up, a lot of times people be knowing each other. Even Married at First Sight, people be knowing each other in the black community, because the black community sometimes can be small, even in these big cities. So I found out that these people are from all over the place. Found out they actually are filming it in Vancouver. And I was when they told me they was going on Whistler for this little getaway, I said, oh shoot, MTV got a budget. MTV has a budget to be able to film in Vancouver, go to Whistler for their weekend getaway. When we watch some of these other little Ready to Love dating shows, they one-on-one dates is outside on a picnic bench. MTV is like, nah, we going to Whistler for a whole weekend getaway. We're going to rent a whole new house. MTV's doing it right. MTV's doing it right. So I wanted to show you guys where some of these guys are from, because I think where people are from also kind of tells you a little bit about them, especially it'll tell you a little bit about their dating style. So let me pull it up. So here's a list of where everyone is from, where all these men, all their ages. The ladies, I think Paige is the youngest. She's 27. And the other girls are like 28, 29, and 30. We could tell Paige is the youngest. We're going to get into her. Paige is ridiculous. Paige acts like a horny little 14-year-old boy. Ugh. I'm starting to get over Paige. I'm starting to lose hope on Paige, because Paige got a one-track mind. She's all about sex. We talk about men all about sex. Paige is all about it. She can't get past none of it. She's really got a big, huge lust thing going on with her. I know why she can't find a man, because she looks for the wrong things. But anyway, look at this list. Ace, I can't remember Ace. Ace was from Miami. Chris, the one that's on the show right now, who is one of Paige's connections. He's from New Orleans. So I wonder if he can cook, because I know all New Orleans they be knowing how to cook. You got Chuck on here, who's the DJ. He's from LA. I can figure that out. Eldridge, I don't remember him. Henry, I guess he's gone. Isaac. Isaac is from New York. Ashan, he's from LA. Ashan is Amar's connection. He's from LA too. Jamal is from New York. I can see that. I can definitely see that. Josiah is from Dallas, Texas. Justin is from Huntsville, y'all. Justin is from Huntsville, Alabama. Kenny from LA. Shoot, I can definitely see that. He's gone. You have Mike, Malombo, Nicole, Amar, Preston. Remember Preston went home? He was from Houston, Texas. I actually could see that. Ryan, oh my goodness, Ryan is from Las Vegas. I can see that because he's definitely a performer. He puts on an act. And I can't believe they let him get away with his talent only being a stare into my eyes. And they was all impressed with that. I was not impressed with that, y'all. I was not impressed with staring into my eyes. I was kind of triggered. I was like, why the black people got to do 2 times the work than the white people? Woo, I was triggered. I said, you mean to tell me that the white guy, all he had to do was come up here and look into your eyes? But you got black men learning routines, learning words to song, learning how to dance, writing poetry. And they were like, ooh, that was so wonderful, Ryan. Please. Ryan is a performer from Las Vegas. And then you have Sean, was from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. There was another Sean from New York. They're all gone. Ted was from Atlanta. Terrell, remember the twins, Terrell and Tewan? They were both from Atlanta. Warren was from Phoenix, and Yannick, who's also still on here, is from New York too. And all the 3 ladies, they're all from Atlanta. So it's interesting that if you look on here, there's only one person. Oh, there are some people from Atlanta. Ted, Terrell, Tawan. They were all from Atlanta. Maybe that's why Mars at first chose Terrell and Tawan, because maybe she's thinking, I want to date someone who's close to where I am in Atlanta. I don't want to date someone long distance. But I'm going to tell you something. People got to get rid of that in 2023. You know what? It is too hard to find the love of your life. It is too hard to find your soulmate. And the worst thing you can do is limit yourself to one city. And you got people out here saying not only limiting themselves to a city, they limit themselves to within a 20-minute drive. That's so ridiculous. That's why a lot of people can't find nobody, because their radius of seeking people is too far. People, if you on these dating apps, you need to expand your reach to the entire, forget just the U.S., do the entire world, the country. I'm telling you. And you know what? If I was out there dating again, my reach would be further than my city, further than my state. It would definitely be within the entire U.S. And I would make sure that you guys had the flexibility in your lives to at least see each other twice a month. And then I would put a limit on how long we would date long distance, because nowadays people work from home. Nowadays people can pick up and get new jobs in different cities. It's not like before where people were stuck in one location. People are much more mobile now. You can work from home. You can go get another job in another city. And let me tell you, if you're dating long distance, if I was out there dating long distance and man, he didn't have no PTO time, he didn't have no flexibility to come see me and vice versa, I wouldn't date him. Because what that's saying is, if you ain't got the capacity in your life now to date me and have special time with me, how are you going to have it when we get together? If you got kids and you don't have nobody to keep your kids for a weekend, are your kids so damn bad nobody wants to keep them? Or have you failed to build yourself a network? You ain't got no grandparents. You ain't got no best friend. You ain't got no godmother. Do y'all still have godmothers out here? We used to have godmothers. We all grew up with godmothers. You ain't got no godmothers, no aunties, no uncles, no best friends, nobody. Your friends ain't got, your kids ain't got no really good friends where you could ask their mother, hey, can Jonathan spend the night with you over the weekend while I go on a little weekend getaway? Can he spend the night with his best friend? You haven't built up no network. It's a village. It takes a village to raise a family. You haven't built up your village. And let me tell you, if you're getting with a person who has not built up a village, that means when you marry them, all the weight's going to be on you. People need to do work for dating. People need to do work for dating. People ain't going to just drop on your front step and knock on your door and say, hey, marry me. You got to have things set up in your life. You got to have other people set up in your life so that you have room for dating and you have room for someone else. So I'm not for none of these dating shows where all they limited to is finding people in their backyard, their city. That's why you get this low crop of people. People who can't take no vacation time. People who ain't got nobody to keep their kids. People who ain't got no flexibility in your life. Now you stuck with them. I like this show where they said, if you don't have some time to take off, and in fact, I don't know how long they filmed. I think these people filmed for a couple of months. I don't know how people swing, how they were able to swing that. I don't know how they broke it up. I don't know what they did. But I'm sure people can't take a couple of months off work. But if you can't take a vacation from your job for 10 days to film for 10 days straight or something, that's how you be getting low crops of people with no room in their life. Their lives are already so busy that they can't take 10 days. Well, if you can't take 10 days to film, that means you can't take a 10-day trip European vacation. That tells me something. If you can't take 10 days to film, that means that if I get with you and I want to go on a 10-day European vacation, you can't go on that either. Nah. So I really like this show. I really do like it. But let's actually get into the show, because I did a whole lot of talking, but let's get into the show. First of all, I'm going to talk about Paige, because they started back again with that kiss with Paige and Chris. And then Paige sitting up there talking about she feeling all guilty. Why are you feeling guilty? Girl, you was into that kiss. Your hands were all on his face. You tongued him down. You could have given him a peck on the lips. You could have given him a peck on the cheek, on the forehead. No, you went in. Paige went in, and later on we see when they finally do go to this little weekend getaway, she chooses Chris after he did that dance. Woo! That dance was hot. That dance was hot that all them men. But then she takes him on this dance, and she's asking him all these questions about, about his, are you really a virgin? Do you know how to lick the kitty cat? All this. And then we see previews later on, her asking, well, do you at least masturbate? She asking too much, talking about she don't want to have to teach no man. Paige is too much. She's too much. I bet you Paige gets a lot of men who mess over her. I'm pretty sure she does. Because the vibe she sends off, her conversation, the things that she talks about, I'm telling you, it's a lot about sex. It's a lot about sex. And after a while, a man will look at her and say, this girl just wants to be boned. That's what she wants. I'm going to give her just what she wants. I'm going to give her just what she wants. And then I'm going to leave her laying here. And I'm going to go ahead and keep on looking for the woman I want for my wife. Paige is making herself more and more look like not the girl you marry, but the girl that you sleep with. And it's sad to see it. It really is sad to see it. Justin's from Huntsville, Alabama. He's a country boy. Justin's a country boy. And he's saying that his feelings are all hurt. His feelings are all hurt over that kiss. And then later on, did you see Paige telling Chris to come, telling Justin, come over here and sit next to me. Then she up here giving orders to that man. I'm glad Justin did what he did. He looked at her and he went over there and sat in a whole nother place. A whole nother place. Girl, you just sit up here and tongue down Chris, and then you go summons Justin, come on over here and sit next to me. I don't know what Paige's dating style is, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's a bad one. It is a bad dating style. And then the question, what's your favorite porn site or something or another? And I would be looking to see who answered the question. That's what I would be looking for. Not only the answer, who would be foolish enough to open up their mouth and answer the question. And sure enough, it was Jamal. Sure enough, it was Jamal. That was a trap. That was a trap. And he walked right into it. You ever be on an interview for a job and the trap answer is, tell me something you did at your last job that you wouldn't want to ever have to do again, you don't like. And then you answer the question and you say you actually tell them the truth. That's a trap. That's a trap. You should never say you didn't like anything. You should always say, there's nothing I didn't really like. I think I grew from every experience and everything that I did. That's a trap. This little question about the porn, what's your favorite porn? And you answer it, that was a trap. And Jamal walked right into it. Maybe it's true. Maybe he walked into it because he really don't like Tamera. Maybe he really does think she looks like T-Rex. That was mean. That was mean, y'all. And then they said, what was the most petty thing that you did? And Justin sat up there and said the most petty thing he did was sleep with his sister's baby sister, sleep with his ex-girlfriend's baby sister. Woo, it is the South, y'all. It is the South. Are they still doing that kind of stuff down in Huntsville? Woo, so he could have got the girlfriend and the sister pregnant at the same time. Woo, that was petty. Why did Justin tell that story? You know why he told that story? Because Justin was really hurt over what Paige did. And she cut him so deep. She said, I'm going to let you know that, listen, you want to play a game like this? You want to play this kind of game? Let me show you how down and dirty I can get. You think kissing this man in front of me was something? Let me show you what I'm capable of. And he laid it on her and she was shook. She was so shook she had to do a timeout. She was like, time out, Justin, I need to talk to you outside. Just like, yeah, I bet you do need to talk to me outside. You really do need to talk to me because, girl, you don't want to get in this ring with me. Let me tell you, no woman wants to get in a ring with a man when it comes to this kind of stuff because he can outdo most women. I mean, I know there's some tough women out here who can hang. And Paige running around here talking about sex every 2 minutes, but she can't hang. She can't hang with some of the dirty down ways men have been used to doing. Women got a whole lot of years to catch up on men. Some women may be learning how to be dog and dirty out here in these streets, but they can't catch up with some of these men. These men got decades on us, y'all. They got nature on their side. Woo! We found out that Mars is dating Ashawn, and Ashawn's from LA. And Ashawn said his his ex-girlfriend was African American, y'all. So this ain't his first black woman. This is not his first black woman. So I was happy to hear that. But then I was I did kind of like, when he told me he dated her for 7 years. 7 years? Y'all didn't get married, engaged, something? 7 years? That's too long. That's too long. When I hear people dating for 7 years, I start thinking that the man is a time waster. He be wasting time. 7 years. You don't need to get the backstory on that, Mars. You're going to need to get the backstory on why that man dated somebody for 7 years and didn't marry her. I'm happy he dated her. And then later on, Mars is like, are you okay with weaves and wigs and taking out my braids? Why is she assuming that a white man don't know how to take out braids? Shoot, even some black men don't help take out braids. Shoot, my husband helped me take out mine. He told me help me take out my braids. But don't be assuming that just because he's white, he can't take out braids. And don't be assuming just because he's black, he would help you. Shoot, people be putting myths on white men. I'm glad these women are exploring different options so they can learn. They may not really be attracted to them because I don't see Mars giving Ashawn no real hugs. But let me say, at least she learning something, and maybe he's not looking at Ashawn like he is from Mars. And Tamera and Josiah, they had some good chemistry when they was on their little walking date or whatever. They said we both corporate, plus we know how to get down and dirty. We got side hustles going on. Because Tamera, she's a serious girl. She is kind of a serious girl. So she was like, oh, I'm liking what Josiah's saying. She's like, I'm ready to go home and take him home and to meet the family. He got the height. She's tall. They look good together. They really do look good together. After Justin and Paige had their little tit for tat little fight, he said, I'm going to come on over. I'm going to come on over. So here she comes. See, he comes over, and there goes Paige in a house coat with her breast all out and a negligee. This girl just want to get effed. I'm going to tell you right now. That's all she wants to get done. But Justin was so sweet. He brought her all those Skittles. He said he went and had to buy 5 packs of Skittles, and he had to separate the Skittles and only bring out the green ones because he knew it was her favorite color, and he brought her a green Sprite. That was so sweet to me, y'all. I thought that was one of the sweetest things that I've seen someone do so far on the show, and I thought it was very, very touching. He said he wanted to let her know that he can be a silly guy, but he also can be a kind and caring guy. And she said that she likes about him that he's constantly trying to grow and get better. And I don't know. Can we say the same about Paige? Can we say the same about Paige? I'm going to need to see a little bit more depth from Paige. Right now, Paige is giving me shallow, surface level, physical. I'm going to need to see a little bit more depth from Paige. And when they had this talent show, y'all, and they were singing that, Can You Stand the Rain? I thought that was a good talent show. Let me tell you, you had, who did you have up there? You had Yannick. I thought they did a great, fantastic job. Chris had his muscles all out and everything. Man, I guess, when you ain't having no sex and you the virgin out here, I guess you spend a lot of time in the gym working out all your aggression, because I'm going to tell you, his body was right and tight. He had the best abs of everybody. He was intimidating everybody out there. Everybody was like, we can't dance like that. We ain't got no abs like that. And they know they don't really look like that. Chris was putting them all on notice. Chris was putting them all on notice, saying, I'm here to play. I'm here to win. I'm here to compete. Josiah's lap dance was mediocre. Ashawn's comedy, it was weak. Justin's poem, I don't, do you call that a poem? Do you call that a poem, or was that just like a short little note, a little tweet? A little text message? I don't know if I call it a poem. I do call Jamal's a spoken word poetry nice. That was nice. He hit the nail on the head with that. That was nice. And like I said, that staring into your eyes with Ryan, I was triggered. I was triggered when all these men did all this work, and the white man, all he had to do was look into your eyes and just stare there and smile. And he was giggling and laughing at the same time. He wasn't even serious. Ugh. I'm triggered. Why the black man got to do 3-4 times the amount of work as a white man and still getting paid less? I agree that Jamal should have won the trip to Whistler. I don't agree that Ashawn necessarily should have won the trip to Whistler. I really don't think that. I think that, but maybe she picked him. I don't know why. I don't know why Mars picked Ashawn to be the one to win the trip to Whistler. And then, of course, Paige picked, Paige picked Chris. She should have picked him because he did have the best talent to win the trip to Whistler. But I was impressed that they was going to Whistler. I was impressed. I'm going to tell you, MTV got a budget for this show, and I'm happy for it because dating is expensive. Dating is expensive. So if you're going to put on a dating show, you need to break out the wallet, these networks. And this ought to be a notice to Ready to Love over here and their little low budget filming that they be doing where all you do is go to Applebee's on the corner for dinner. I really like Marcia in this episode. I like that she's a go-getter. I like that she loves fun and adventurous stuff, the zip line and all that stuff. That's me, girl. That's me. If you can't do no outdoor adventure, if you scary, if you don't like water, if you don't like heights, if you don't want to do nothing adventurous, you and I, we're not gonna get along. We're not gonna be having no fun together. We're not gonna be able to have any fun together. I like fast things. I like things that go high. I like to explore. I like adventure. So I definitely need a person who is not scary in that area. I wouldn't date no man who couldn't do that. So I'm glad that she's keeping an eye out for that. And she talks about how she's been running around dating all these thugs, men who go to jail, men who have these not real legit jobs. Mars is trying to level up. Mars is trying to level up. I hope she's able to accomplish it. I hope she's able to accomplish leveling up because you can tell she wants more for her life. And she's been stuck down here dating these men who probably don't want nothing more than want to be on the street corner and want to hustle all day. So she's trying to level up. So I hope she can on this show. I hope she overcomes wanting the thug guy and the hustler guy and is able to choose better, and also she can be better and she can level up. Tamera went on her date with the snowshoes and all she did was talk about licking kitty cats and sex and all this other kind of stuff. Oh, Paige is shallow. Paige is shallow. She don't have no in-depth conversation. What do we even know about Paige? What else does Paige even like to do? In the beginning, Paige actually was starting to be one of my favorites, but she's of the three ladies, she's starting to be one of the ones I don't like the most. She's really fallen to the bottom for me. Tamera, I want her to loosen up a little bit. Her conversation a lot of times is very, very serious. But I'm gonna tell you, when they had that talent show, I forgot to mention it. And when Jamal smoked that spoken word and Tamera started crying, that told me she is tenderhearted on the inside. That girl got a soft heart. She got a tough exterior on the outside. She shows this tough exterior, but on the inside, she really is a girl with a heart. I really want her heart to come out more in dating, because when you first see her, when you first listen to her, when you first hear her, she kind of leaves with a little bit strong, independent woman, but it looks like she's really got a tender hearted. But I do want Tamera to let some of that softer girl come out, but it came out because she was dropping some real tears when that man read that poetry. That showed me that she really does want love. She really does want a marriage, and she really does want a man that the next time he speaks some spoken words, he really, really means those words. Really means those words. But y'all, I really love this episode. What did y'all think? I know I talked a long time, but drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think about the episodes. How you liking the ladies? Which one is your favorite ladies of the group? And of all the men, which of the men do you like? I actually really like Chris, to be honest with you. I really do. I know a lot of them will be afraid of a virgin, but I really like Chris so far. And to be honest with you, I like Josiah as well. I really do like Josiah. And I don't know, I haven't picked up on the Jamal vibe, so I'm gonna hold my tongue on that for a minute. And I wish we would see more dates with Yannick, with Mars, because I don't know enough about Yannick to know if I like Yannick or if I like Ashawn for Mars the most. But anyway, that's it, y'all. Talk to you later. Bye.